Dude, this is the 30th video of trigonometry. Here I'm going to tell about complementary angles. Complementary angles means you can write sine 90 minus theta as equal to this one cos theta, and in the same way you can write tan of 90 minus theta as equal to cot theta, and this one you can write it as cosecant 90 minus theta as equal to secant theta. I'm going to tell how it going to works. Here if you take sine of 30 degree, the sine of 30 degree equal to half, and you can write this as nothing but equal to cos of 90 minus 30 degree, which will be equal to cos 60 degree. So cos 60 degree also becomes equal to half. In the same way, if you take sine 30 degree going to be equal to cos 60 degree, or sine 60 degree going to be equal to cos 30 degree. In the same way, sine of 90 degrees, sine 90 minus 90 will be equal to 0 degree. So cos 0 degree will be equal to sine 90 degree. In the same way, you can write the reciprocal of it. I'm going to explain with more examples. That is cos 90 minus theta equal to sine theta, and this one cot of 90 minus theta will be equal to this one which one uh, tan theta, and this here it becomes secant 90 minus theta equal to cosecant theta. I tell how it comes. Here sin 90 minus theta equal to cos theta. If you take theta is equal to 45 degree, you're going to get here as sine of 90 minus 45 must be equal to cos 45. Here sine of 90 minus 45 is sine 45, which must be equal to cos 45, or you can take it is equal to sine of 45 degrees 1 by root 2, and cos 45 is also 1 by root 2. And in the same way you take here tan of 30 degree. Tan of 30 degree it can be written as equal to tan of 30 degree can be written as equal to 1 by root 3, and in the same way take it as tan 30 degree can be written as cot of 90 minus 30 degree, because they are complementary angles, and cot 90 minus 30 degrees cot 60 degree, and now the cot 60 degrees also becomes 1 by root 3. Here sine itself you can find it out. Here sine 90 degree will be equal to 1. You can write sine 90 degree as complementary of cos. If you want to write cos with the same value, write it as cos of 90 minus 90 degree. 90 minus 90 is cos 0 degree. This cos 0 degree is also equal to 1. Here let's take in secant degree, the secant and cosecant degrees. Here if you take cosecant of this cosecant of 30 degree, cosecant 30 degree going to be equal to 2, because it is sine 30 degrees reciprocal, that going to become 2. So in secant, if you want to find angle with 2, you can write it as secant of 90 minus 30 degree, which will be equal to secant of 60 degree. Secant of 60 degree also going to be equal to 2. Here you can take in the same way sine 30 degree is half, and write it is cos of 90 minus 30 degree, that is cos 60 degree, that going to be also equal to half. In the same way you can find out complementary of anything. That means sine and cos are complementary, tan and cot are complementary, and cosecant secant are complementary angles. If you take any angles, if you take cosecant 5 degree, it must be equal to secant of 90 minus 5, that is secant of 85 degrees. If you take tan 27 degree, then it going to be equal to cot of 90 minus 27, that means cot of this one, how much cot 60 degree. If you take cos of this one cos 35 degree, then it must be equal to sine of 55 degree. So all three pairs of complementary angles. Bye.